of people don't eat enough fiber. In 2022, my daughter Mila was born. She was a premature baby. She stayed 5 weeks in the NICU. And we knew that when solids was going to start, we needed to provide her with enough nutrients. She needed micronutrients. She was going to have iron deficiency. So we were committed to her diet. So we made that our mission. And we also learned that we were not the only ones. 52% of Americans are looking for the same thing. Cleaning eating, mindful eating that not only support the body, but also their mental well-being. But what is happening? We have, for one side, people that are struggling with nutrition, with iron deficiency, with micronutrient deficiency. And on the other side, we have 45% of fruit and vegetables lost, wasted in the supply chain. In Colombia, my country, 40% of that fruit and vegetables are gone in production. In the US, it's 20%, but a lot of countries like Colombia, that are countries of the world, are going through this. So when we realized of all this, we made this our mission to help with these problems. During my time at the Dow Chemical Company, I got the great opportunity to work with companies like Nestle, Coca-Cola, Frito-Lay, and others, and experience firsthand what they were seeing in the market. And we were experiencing, studied, this was 2017, that the United States and the community in it was going from reactive health to preventive health, from physical health to holistic health, and artificial to natural. They were seeking for products that can help them reach their nutrition and wellness goals. But another caveat, they were not looking for pills. At that time, when we were doing the depth analysis of the market, they were not looking for pills. There was something called pill fatigue. And what they were moving towards was for diet, exercise, and lifestyle. They wanted to get all those nutrients, hopefully through their diet. And that's where Pacific Soul comes into play. What we do, we craft natural and functional foods to help you reach those goals. How? With the power of the superfood of Colombia, the ones that I grew up with, and that I got to experience that from my mom. So my husband here, we got you some samples of our snacks. And the powder in the bottle is for a hot tea that you can use. They are very bold new flavors, so pick one. And what that makes them special, all these fruits are packed with vitamins, with minerals, but very potent antioxidants. Some of those fruits, maybe you have heard, maybe not, but all of them bring benefits to your brain, to your body, and your gut. We know that your tummy is very important for your whole well-being, mentally and physically. So all of those are fed with fiber. For example, feijoa has fiber even close to the avocado. The uchua and mora has about 3 more times than the orange in terms of vitamin C. And all of these fruits can help you fight free radicals in your body that at the end helps you to combat chronic disease. So all of these are thanks to the growers, and that's how we start. We work directly with the growers in the different communities in Colombia, especially the ones I grew up with. The magic of Colombia is that we have every single climate, so we produce every year, and we also have an extensive variety of exotic fruits. Working directly with them, we ensure ethical practices and support sustainability, helping them reducing waste and giving them guidance in how to do it. We use freeze-dried technology. That also helps us not only lock in the nutrients, at least 90% or more of the nutrients stay there. The only thing that we're taking out of that fruit is water. That's it. No preservative, 100% real fruit with all the richness and nutrition that they bring. We're also, we're chemical engineers. We can help by ourselves. So we're also looking at other technologies that also are less consuming energy and different things to continue our mission for sustainability. And at the same time, we help reduce waste. As you guys saw in the first slide, 40% of the fruit in Colombian vegetables are gone in production. So this helps that. And with that, we create awesome ingredients to create the different lines of products that we have in our line. Why this market? This is a $560 billion market globally. Our intent is to penetrate North America and and Europe. 397.6 billion dollars, having an addressable market of 122 billion dollars, having a serviceable market of 17, and if we take 5% of the share of market, we will get 822 million in 10 years. How we want to do it? What is our go-to-market strategy? We have three pillars. The first one is working with other small businesses or organizations that are looking to offer this health-conscious community another option. I love coffee, but when I work at the organizations that I work, I hated it. Sorry, very picky. And I was looking for a tea or something. The only one was lime with ginger. That's it. It was awful for me because I like what I grew up with. So we're looking for other organizations or small businesses organizations that would like to partner with us to make a special thing for their employees or their customers. The second one is direct to consumer. So we're working on our website, social media. We are just starting, so we are in that process, using an awesome platform that the United States offers, that is Etsy. And the number three, of course, anybody wants, specialty retailers. No, we understand that it has the trade-offs in terms of margins, but we are committed to find the best channel to make more people get our products. So what you guys have in front of you is our Pacific Soul Bites, which is only fresh, dry fruit. So remember, no additives, no preservatives, no added sugars, only the fruit without water. Okay? And excuse me, sir? No, actually, that is part of our Pacific Soul Brews. It has three fruits, so when you open it, please smell it. It has, I'm gonna go back very quickly. It has feijoa, this one here. It has mora, that is a fantastic immunity arsenal. And it has a little bit of pineapple. And I think a little bit of apple. And that combination right there is a powerful antioxidant blend with immunity functionality. Okay. So these are the first two products for our B2C strategy. We're also opening our Pacific Soul Essentials with this design for the hospitality community to help elevate their menus and the experiences to their customers. And what we are trying to do is giving it an option of high-end ingredients to offer new, I guess, experiencing through food. This is our team. I'm Carolina Ramirez. As I said, I've been working in the chemical industry for more than 15 years. I started in operations, business developing, innovation, strategic marketer, global strategic marketer, and I ended up in director of marketing for a startup company in Houston. And then I decided to stop for my daughter, and this is our dream. My husband, again, 15 years in operations and supply chain and strategy. Our friend, one of my best friends, Juliana, she is in Sogamoso, where we are from, and she is the one working directly with the growers. My quality control manager, our 2-year-old, she's actually eating pitaya or dragon fruit. And we have two amazing advisors. One, Gerardo. They are from our alma mater in Colombia. He is an expert in processes. And Mario, he's an expert in bioprocesses and food science. So they have been from the beginning guiding us about technologies and what we can do to preserve these awesome fruit in Colombia. So this is a little bit of what we do. We want to offer not only fruit at the beginning, but also we're looking into vegetables and other things that we want to take everything that our country provides to bring it and help more people reach their nutritional goals. And with that, again, I'm Carolina Ramirez, and please help us transform the way you nourish your body one day at a time and sip at a time. I'm gonna cry.
You did great. Sorry, man. Okay, our first question.
Yeah, so I see you got a lot of a lot of experience in chemical industry and marketing and things like that. Do you have anybody on your team that has more, or some experience in bringing products to market in this vertical, or more like the retail, direct to consumer?
That right there is our weakness. That's one of the reasons we are here for. We both know everything about the chemical industry and other industries within, but the food industry, I got to work a little bit from the ingredients, but not to the extent that we need. So that's one of the areas that we're looking to find someone to help us.
Okay, I got
navigate.
somebody who's
Oh, wonderful.
actually local, and that's what she does. She helps brands get out there, and specifically, she helps a lot of food brands.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
So I've been working in natural health for 30 years. And the food industry is similar in some ways. You're making claims of immunity. That could be a disease claim. And the
Yes.
FDA could come after that. You really need to get the FDA and have them go over what you're saying, not only on your slides, but also in all your brochures. Costs a little bit of money. I've seen $1 million corporations bring opportunities because of it. So just be very, very careful with that. It seems okay, but definitely have a lawyer because you don't want to get down the path. I've seen little tiny companies get a $500,000 fine.
And you got to our second weakness. Regulatory and compliance is one. We try to work with a company here. The problem is that helping them understand, they never tried the fruit. It was a little challenge, but they gave us some guidance, but we definitely need someone that can take us.
Yeah, you can make structure function claims. You can't make disease claims.
Thank you so
Mary,
much.
and then Mary.
It's a beautiful presentation, but besides the product presentation, I have a question regarding, but one of them is, who are your competitors?
So right now, in terms of exotic fruit, there is another country that also started positioning feijoa, and it's New Zealand. New Zealand started exporting to the US and globally that fruit because it has been considered the healthiest fruit in the world. So we have other small startups like us, but if you see in our portfolio, we also have pineapple, we have banana that a lot of people have. However, if you try the Colombian pineapple, you will see that it's sweeter than others. So even though it's kind of the same, and we have from bigger brands like Bear that are already offering some, in the ones that we are, our hero ingredients, there are very few that are assigned to position, and right now it's only New Zealand and Colombia. And with that, very few. In Colombia, we're the first ones. And in New Zealand, I've seen a couple, however, they are doing it more as a peel. So they are pulverizing it and sending, for example, feijoa powder in a peel. So that's something.
Thank you.
All your products are produced in Colombia and New Zealand.
No, sir. We're only from Colombia. New Zealand is the other country that is only offering feijoa. We had to map out where the fruit is produced to expand one day. But as for competitors, right now we're only from Colombia, but no. Part of our products, what we do is bring the ingredients, so the powder, and we are making the final product here, with the exception of the snacks, because it's just the freeze dry and pack them. But the others, it doesn't make sense to bring, for example, if we started the ready to drink products, to bring water. So we bring the powder and then we mix them here and make, the majority will be finished here. Or part of it.
Two questions, one real quick one, where, you sort of alluded to, where are you?
The freeze, so the freeze drying is in Colombia because you need it closest to the source to have the ingredients locked in immediately, and because you don't find the fruit here. So that the ingredients mainly and the snacks are made in Colombia. We bring the powder, and here we're gonna do the yogurt, the baked fruit, and others we're gonna do it here.
here as in Florida.
Yes,
Okay.
we are here in Orlando, yes, or that's the goal.
That the health industry is so competitive, retail space, I know that one of your missions was to get into.
Eventually.
Is that, what on in your realm, is that your focus? Is it sort of the lower end, or is it really, because it's a very competitive space?
So, and I've been researching their incubators. I got to work directly, for example, with the Target lady that was picking new ingredients. So I am aware how difficult it could be. We also understand that when you work with them, you reduce your margins, but they also help with marketing. So you invest less in marketing. Right now, we would like to start getting validation through other businesses, and our direct, of course, direct to consumer would be the best because we can take our message without any change to direct it to you. But we also understand that sometimes getting to there is a combination of luck and investment in marketing that right now our budget is limited. But we are starting there and build from that position. Also, getting our manufacturing ready, because if we get into whoever, let's say Whole Foods, and they ask, "Oh, we love it," it happened. We need to get ready for orders.
My understanding that you already have some sort of digital infrastructure, like web app, website, things like that. Yeah. And my question is, did you have a chance to consider some sort of AI integrations for personalized healthcare so that they would monitor persons, what you call, you said that you're a chemical
Yes.
engineer, so that they would monitor changes in blood, things like that, and they're different.
Yes.
So that they would recommend person, you got what I'm saying.
Yes. Of course, that's in the future because right now we have to start with the basics. But you are totally right. So we run into a person that we start talking about Uchua, which maybe some of you got the real rounded thing. That they have been studies that fruit actually helps with blood stabilization, blood and reduce glucose peaks. So this is not me saying their research that was made. And he explained that there is a device that can, tell you how much it works and all that. And it's connected to different things. So that was something that we are seeing it. Not sure if we can do that right now, but it is our intention eventually, because as our portfolio grows, right now we have about 15 fruit, including Amazonic fruit, that can be part of this. And we also recognize that even though we cannot say any health, but it may help, which is the language that FDA sometimes supports, that it may. We are also trying to support it with research. So eventually, hopefully, yes.
Have you been to the obvious places like the Spanish Chamber of Commerce and stuff like that, where they can help you place your products?
Not yet, sir. It is in the list. We have been in Orlando 4 months. So this was the first kind of community that we're trying to tap into, but that's a great advice and is one of the things that we're thinking the more that we get ready for this. So I think after your support and feedback today, it is helping us to get the confidence to go.
What is your financial ask?
So, right now, so right now we are actually buying our supplier. So that means that we are investing some of our savings in that. If we put at the beginning, we were only thinking about marketing, but right now we're back integrating. So we are about $800,000. Again, this is rough numbers. We haven't sit down because this is something new. That will help us tremendously with the regulatory compliance, import, export, which are our weaknesses. Have experienced people that knows marketing and locked in the freeze dryer, the technology, because probably you guys may already know the investment for a freeze dryer could be around $200,000 itself. But right now, we're getting the full operation of our current supplier that decided to sell it to us. So that's the initial that we have decided to write out.
Okay, Denny, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Financial,
No, I mean, so far we've been bootstrapping, and that's a reality. If we can maintain it that way, that would be great, but as Karina said, it was more of an opportunity that was presented to ourselves to back into rate, and we decided to take it, so that reduced our marketing budget. We're still figuring out like ways to maintain the most of equity that we have right now, but we need some sort of injection for marketing purposes. That's the main point here.
a bunch is for someone to try.
Are you aware of factoring?
Oh, excuse me?
Factoring.
Oh.
If you get a big invoice, you could take it to a factor, and they will give you like 85% of the money up front, and then once they collect, they'll give you the other 10%. So they'll go and they'll investigate who you're selling it to. The point is, you can always work off that way. That way you don't have to worry about how do you pay for everything.
Oh, I need to learn a little bit more about that, sir. I am not. Yes, please.
Good. One-
Are you raising funds through a traditional venture capital angel investor? Are you going through a crowd fund?
No, ma'am, not right now. We, as my husband said, right now we're bootstrapping. However, we recognize that we are getting to the point that we may need an injection. I would like to hear your feedback about crowdfunding, because everything that I've been researching says that food industry should not do that, or there are specific channels, or it's a waste of time. So that was something that I started researching, and I'm not sure if it's the right channel, to be honest. And when we go to the venture, we were in Houston and we struggled trying to find someone that pay attention to this type of business. So we're hoping that here, whenever we're ready, we have a chance to find the right partner that also supports the mission, doesn't destroy it. Because unfortunately, that was some of the experience I had working in startups.
We're gonna wrap up the questions, so we can get to our next presenter. But of course, our final question, what can we, as the Orlando chapter of 1 Million Cups, do for you?
Well, this has been amazing, being our first time, and all the feedback received. As we already shared our weaknesses. One, of course, anything about connections that can help us with marketing, regulatory, and maybe if you know someone that is willing to try or wants to, buy our products, or anybody in the hospitality community that can connect us with, that would be good. Just being a customer.
Right. Now we're gonna welcome Jane Miller with Hero Facilities.
That was a great presentation. I'm a little concerned about following that. Actually, the only reason I came here is to get one of these, so take care of it. My name's Jay Miller I'm a sales manager with Hero Facilities. It sounds very difficult concept to kind of grasp, so I'm gonna try to go through this the best I can. We're a facility maintenance company. We're based out of Melbourne, Florida. We actually have locations throughout the United States as well, but our primary base is out of Melbourne, Florida. As you can see, we're a facility maintenance company that services all of those components that you see listed below. Everything. Our motto is rooftops to parking lots. So if you imagine a building like this, if you own a company, if you own a business, and you're the owner of that company and something breaks, if it needs new carpet, if it needs new walls, if it needs new flooring, new ceiling, HVAC, electrical, plumbing, anything, simply call us and we take care of it. That's our focus. We want to make sure that the owner or the manager of the company can focus on management issues, and we will take care of all the facility maintenance. Started in 2018 with 3 employees in a dining room, just sort of putting it all together. Pretty proud of the fact that we're a disabled veteran-owned company. Jason and Tamara, both husband and wife, are service-connected disability or disabled veterans, as am I. Just want to kind of give you a real quick rundown of me. I've been in Florida since 1984, joined the Navy when I was 17, turned 18 my third day of boot camp. Served proudly on board the battleship USS Missouri during Desert Storm. I was actually one of the decommissioning crew. So I'm pretty proud of the fact that I'm one of the last battleship sailors left in the world. Can't be very many of us left. At the time, there was only 4 ships, so 6,000 sailors. Came back to Florida and have worked in a variety of facets, but I'm really proud to be part of Hero because they really give back to the community. They actually do a lot of charitable donation work for veterans charity organizations as well. 70 plus employees. It's actually more than that now. When this was created, we're up to about 100 or so. And we do all of the in-house operations as it relates to anything that deals with any kind of business. And since we started, we've done 40,000 service requests over the last 50 states. We're actually branching into Canada. And we have on our staff now over almost 8,000, it says 7,500, but almost 8,000 specialized vendors that have been vetted and insured. So when people call us and we send a plumber, an electrician, a handyman, we have made sure that they are in compliance with whatever their guidelines are regionally. We have proprietary software. Our owner, Jason, he does all of the software. He's an Excel guy. He loves Excel. So all of the components that he creates, every day we get an Excel update that talks about, you know, any updates or trends or anything that's going on to our software. Move on. Some of our largest customers, Murphy, Costco, Verizon is not up there. Verizon is one of our bigger ones. KinderCare, Savers. These are some of our larger customers that we have throughout the United States. And this kind of gives you an idea of the work orders that we have. We have over 83 clients, and we are always wanting to expand that list. Hence why I'm here. With over 30,000 locations, this is sort of a breakdown of the service requests that we get. Obviously, the larger the state, the larger service requests that we get. And we try, one of our missions is to try to ensure a response. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit later. So using Texas for an example, of all of those vendors that we have sort of a criteria list of first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So we will always try to reach out to we rate our vendors based upon the grading system, A, B, C, D, and F. So obviously we reach out to the A's first, and then the B's, then the C's. We never call it D or an F. If they're a D or an F in our system, they're not in our system. This kind of gives you a breakdown of the service requests that we have. Handyman, plumbing, HVAC, electrical, anything that's going on within your building. And I'll use this building as an example. You can imagine the concept of this building, if anything were to break, the HVAC, the electric, the flooring, anything, we would be the one to call and take care of it all. We try to provide, obviously, the best customer service. We'll talk about that here a little bit later. And one of the things that we really have started getting into are preventative maintenance programs, especially for like HVAC. So if you're a customer of ours, we will schedule routine maintenance, even some of the landscaping stuff. We'll actually cover the landscaping for you guys. This is kind of the most important slide, and I realize it's now kind of wonky, but our pillars are called Rock 3. Everybody must remember the Rock 3, and I'm going to try to say it without looking at it. Responsiveness, ownership, commitment, or consistency, competitiveness. I get it right. Communication. Our objective is to respond to all of these pillars. When we get a phone call, we respond immediately. You actually talk to somebody. My number that's on my phone right now is who you call. You don't call a 1-800 number. You don't call anything like that. You actually call me specifically, or any of our district managers. We try to respond within 15 minutes. We try to get somebody on site within 4 hours. Try. Obviously, calling a plumber, calling an electrician, we all understand that sometimes 4 hours is a window that just cannot be reached. But we make an effort to try to get there. We take ownership of that phone call. So once you call me, once you call any of our customer service reps, that becomes my job. You guys, you don't worry about it anymore. I'm in charge of trying to make sure that you get whatever issue you have resolved. We try to communicate real time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you ever have an issue or concern, you're gonna get somebody. You're not gonna get an answering service. You're not gonna get a 1-800 number. If you call at 1 o'clock in the morning, somebody's gonna answer the phone, me or someone else. We pride ourselves on that. And we do updates on the customer portals. So if any of these companies have portals, independent portals that they have, we will provide those updates. So we will communicate, directly or indirectly. Our boss hates emails. Just pick up the phone, just call him. Like, you don't have to send an email, just call him. It drives him crazy when people send emails. Just pick up the phone. Competitiveness, we obviously try to be competitive with pricing. And one of the things that we'll talk about here, a little bit pricing is our services, we take 10%. And that sounds, some people are going to say that's a high number, some of you that's a low number. Simply using our services, adding a 10% to whatever that charge is what covers you. And it saves companies money. And I'll try to do the math like this. If you own a business and you spend a half an hour trying to get a plumber, you've called 3 or 4 different plumbers. One can't make it on time. One is too expensive. One is, backed up until 3 days from now. That's time that you're spending as a manager, as an owner of a company, when you could be doing other things. If you call us, we make those phone calls. We coordinate all of that out. If you were to call a plumber and say they're going to charge you $300 to come out and fix whatever, company that we use is going to charge $250. We take our 10%, $25, $275. We bill you for $275. You still technically save money. You would have, had you not used us, you would have charged you $300. And we are consistent. We provide dependable, reliable, predictive service for each and every call. Don't worry about some of that. Anyway, we respond in fewer than 15 minutes. Yes, I said fewer, not less than. Average response time is 3 to 4 hours. Somebody applaud that? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Invoiced up to 12 days. One of my pet peeves, I have so many pet peeves about the language world. Just for the record, there's no bird on this planet called a seagull. Just want to get that out there. There's no such thing as a seagull. One of my own personal pet peeves. Sorry. Individualized metrics. This is tough to read, but it really doesn't focus on anything. Just kind of give you an idea of some of the tech rates that we have. If any of you are in any of these industrial trades, you can kind of take a look at this. Obviously, location dictates cost. West Coast is going to be a little bit higher. The Northeast is going to be a little higher than the Southeast as well. We try to maintain these rates or lower. And this is sort of a generic, sort of the conclusion, as it were. Our mission is to supply commercial businesses. We don't do residential with consistent communication, transparent options, and service providers essential to keeping their facilities standards up to their corporation standards. We want to make sure that your business is operating, flowing, succeeding, is in compliance with whatever local issues that you have, is providing safe work environment for your employees and for your customers as well. And again, we operate off of those ROC 3. That's my contact information. If you notice, it's a 321 number. It's my phone number. You call me, you're going to get me. I also have business cards I'll hand out as well. But just want to kind of give you an idea. This is this company that, when you look at sort of the grand scheme of it, it's sort of complex. Like, wait, I call you and you come get a plumber, but it really is sort of simplistic in a sense that if there's something wrong, just call me and I'll make sure it's taken care of. And then we'll bill you out and take care of it after that. Other than that, I'm ready for questions. Yes.
So just to be absolutely clear so everybody understands.
Got it.
You don't have in-house techs. Everybody that you send out is some kind of subcontract. Like, but that's you thoroughly.
Subcontractor that we have vetted and make sure they are compliant with insurance. We get a certificate of insurance. We get W-9s. They also sign a legal document that escaped me right now, an MSA agreement that says that they are actually going to be the ones that are going to be providing that work. We have had issues in the past where we will hire, Joe's Plumbing Company. And then we'll call Joe's Plumbing Company. Well, Joe's Plumbing Company will then call some guy in a truck. We don't do that. Like, if that's the case, we fire, we get rid of it. We want to make sure that they are in compliance, because we want to make sure that we maintain the best quality of work that we have. And then again, we grade them. So if we have issues and delays, if we have issues with somebody calling as a vendor, electrician, for example, and they continue to call and say, oh, I said I'd be there, but now I can't make it, that brings their grade down. We document all of that information. So we try to make sure we send the A team, as it were, out there the best we can.
And Carolina?
Thanks so much for sharing.
Thanks.
This comes actually to my roots. I work in facility, supporting the facility manager when I worked for Frito-Lay.
Okay.
And I was the one qualifying providers for everything that you're saying right there. So one question is, are you also looking to get into the food industry?
We are looking to expand in whatever resource that we can. One of the things that we focus on a lot, we talked about some of the vendors we have 80 plus that we don't, some of the bigger ones that are out there. We actually have, Caliber Collision is one of my, or was, I'm now a salesman. And we're actually trying to get into county and or state and or government guide options as well. But any business, whether it's a small independently owned company or whether it's a large commercial chain, we're open to communicate and talk about what we do.
Just keep in mind, the reason why I was asking is because if you get into the facility manager, for example, the Frito-Lay facility here in Orlando, and you pass the qualification process, you get into the full list national-wide as one of the preferred vendors.
Right.
And those were the ones that I would choose first, another two. So with one facility that you get in and you pass that qualification process, you are already national.
National, yeah. And that's what we have with Mariner Finance, with Costco, with Verizon. We worked with their FMPs to develop relationships. It began sort of regionally, so Southeast. Once you develop that Southeast region, then they communicate with, other people in their network going, okay, Heroes in this amazing organization that's taking really great care of us. Can we expand into Southwest, Northwest, anything like that? So.
Great. I was wondering, wow, it's such an interesting business and the business model. And I was, my impression I got from the presentation that you're looking for expanding. And my question is, what is your scale up strategy? If you could.
The scale up strategy is I don't want to try to be simplistic about it. We have, well, let me kind of backtrack a little bit. So we have division managers. So a division manager actually occupies a specific division. So we use Mariner Finance as one of those divisions. That division manager runs all of the operations for that. And underneath them are project manager or process managers that do the day-to-day operations. We have the opportunity to expand consistently with division managers that we have on staff, with all the employees that we have. And my boss is hiring constantly. So if any of you guys are looking for a job, let us know. We're looking for the opportunity to continue to expand. So the more we grow, the more he's willing to expand whatever growth that we have.
Yeah. So with what you guys are doing, I know like a lot of it's probably the growth will probably via referral relationships and things like that. What kind of intentional marketing are you guys doing to expand the company?
So that's a great question. And the reason it's a great question is because in the past, it was really sort of word of mouth, connections. When I took on the role of sales manager, sort of emphasized that we need to sort of be out and, into the world, as it were, and try to use this opportunity for one example, getting into network sites, getting into better business organizations in the community going out networking, having coffee, having, doing all those things to get out and sort of expand our awareness. Myself and Paul, who's the other sales manager, we utilize, all of the media sites, primarily LinkedIn is probably one of the biggest ones. LinkedIn, for those of you who know, is really sort of expanding this concept. A lot of people just think it's really just a place to kind of put who you are and what your job skills are, but now there's video options, there's so much things going on LinkedIn, unbelievable. So we try to use that. And I'm actually going to start creating my own podcast for Hero Facilities. So I've done a podcast in the past for my own personal business.
Well, we're,
Okay.
we need to wrap up
All right,
with the final two questions.
All your vendors have workers' comp?
Yes,
The smaller ones?
yeah. We make sure that all of them are in compliance with whatever regional laws or rules that they have. So all of their employees make sure they are under their insurance program that they have. So,
I had kept seeing videos about
I'm sorry, a shortage of,
plumbers,
okay.
like how it keeps shrinking.
The answer is yes. And it's not just plumbers, it's any of the trade skills. To find people that are dependable, that are skilled, that are budgetarily compliant. I don't want to say cheap, but budgetarily compliant. It's difficult, yeah, to try to find somebody we can actually work with. And that's why we really depend on the 8,000 or so that we have to really sort of engage in.
I'm going to make a quick recommendation. If you go to cflbizlink.com, and I think on next Monday, they've got a seminar, I believe it's online, but a seminar on how to do business with Orange County.
Okay.
So that would probably be a good thing to
Check.
get some information with that. And that's to everybody. If you look at cflbizlink.com, they got a lot of things with that are going on with SCORE and with the county and other things that are connected through the National Entrepreneur Center. So we recommend that. Our final question is, what can we, as the Orlando chapter of 1 Million Cups, do for you?
Well, I heard that question asked already, and I've already sort of started the answer process of just spread the word. I got business cards, it's got my email, it's got my phone number. Talk about who we are. If you yourself own a brick and mortar, own a business, whether it is, if you want to have a conversation with me about how to get into our vendor system, I'd love to have that conversation with you. I'll spread the word, share who we are, and share what our mission is. Like I said, that we do a lot with veterans organizations. It's very important for us. And just try to make sure we get out there the best we can.
Great. Thank you very much, Jack.
Thank you.
Going the right way. Yes.
I need a Wi-Fi developer that is familiar with changing IP settings, or not IP settings, but changing data over IP. So if there's anyone that knows a technical developer that's very familiar with Wi-Fi protocols, about a 3 to 6 month.
All right. Put that out there into the tech community.
Just passing that off here. Haven't reached out yet, just still trying to.
Rod's got a number of things going on, and sounds like he's looking for some help, which is great. That's part of what being in this ecosystem is helping companies that are growing find the right talent. So great that we have that kind of opportunity. Like I say, we are on all the socials. If you like what you saw today, get on your accounts and say nice things about us. If you didn't like what you saw, get on the account of somebody that you don't like and say something nice about us anyway. That'll show them. And if you made a connection today, we ask that you go and have a cup of coffee or a sandwich or something at someplace local. Support a small business. Big guys are doing just fine. And next week we've got Smart Cities Florida that will be presenting. And if anybody would like to give us a testimonial, Dan will be recording afterwards. Just a 1 minute. Hey, this was great. And I love 1 Million Cups. And we can put that on our socials. We really, really appreciate that. And with that, we will be here next week, but just as a reminder, we will not be meeting, oddly enough, on Christmas Day or New Year's Day.